So today we are going to talk about C++ strings. So if you remember, I was talking about what strings are in C. Strings in C are end in C++, but we have a little bit of extension on it. So strings in C are an array of characters. So it is an array, and then you read it one after another, brings in a string, because a string, as you know, is a line of characters. So we don't have in C, but in C++ we do have a standard setup for that. This here is a class. Well, it's a header file, right? So pound is std, standard namespace, standard library. And then we're going to go ahead and start using string. And if you notice that when I type in string, it turns blue. Now when I type in int or return there, those are two primitives. Sorry, I meant this is turquoise. These are blue, which means that they're primitive, and turquoise is a class name. So this is a class name. Now let's go ahead and do name and set up. So since this is a class, it does have a constructor. So you set it up via the constructor. So you know, if you do an int, right? If you do like int name 2 equals 5, you could do the equals here. But in this case, we need to do a we need to pass it to the constructor. And if you remember that char, let's say name 3 is equal to t, that is a character, right? So there's a big difference. You see here, this is a parentheses, and this is just a standard 1 parentheses. I guess it's a colon or whatever they call it. I can't remember. So yeah, let's go ahead and hit this guy, close that out, and let's just output it. And now I'm also rendering to build it. Alright, so we got it succeeded. And there you go, you see that it works. Now let's go ahead and try it again and see if you can do the equals. I don't think you could do equals. I think you have to do it. I don't think you could do equals. I'm pretty sure. They might work. Okay, so you could do either. But as you know, it's initializing an object to start it up, etc., etc. So you could do either. You could pass it into the constructor, or you could go here and just you know, set it up this way. Oops, why would I do that? Now, as you know, you could also do different kinds of if statements. Let's do 2. Name 2 is equal to, with a capital. If name is equals to name 2. Now, most of the time, in most languages, this doesn't work. So let's see if this should not work. It should jump over it. Actually, I think it should jump into it. Yeah, so it says that it's wrong. As you notice, I put a capital S. So let's try a lowercase s. So it should go into the loop now. And there is something called operation overloading, where you could actually change what these equals signs means. So that's why it works in this one. You see that it works. But in Java, it will not work. In Java, you have to use dot equals. But here they used operation overloading and set equals to actually, you know, represent that. So here you see that they both are equal to each other. So that's why it went and outputted name. So that's a simple test, and you could also, you know, set them equals to each other. pretty basic stuff. So I just wanted to go over this because we're going to be using it later on, and I want to be able to use it in more tutorials. So you see how you could extend. This is, we went over classes, and you can see that this is a pre-written class that comes with C++. That, this could have been something you wrote, right? You just do the pound include, and you see that we could use it, and now that this is how we use external classes. So this is an external class that we are importing or including inside of the project. So you see that here we are using the string class, and it's turquoise instead of the standard blue. Blue is a primitive. So I guess this is the first time that we've worked with a non-primitive object. And like I said, it's extending on the primitive char to make a extension of that to have strings of character. That's why they call it a string. It's a string of characters, and to be able to use it and further the functionality. And this is also the same in many other languages. A lot of other languages, string is not a primitive. In Java, string is also not a primitive, and you can tell mainly in Java because you have to capitalize string like that in Java, and none of the primitives are capitalized. I don't think bool is either. Yeah, bool's not either. So none of the primitives are capitalized. Alright, so yeah, this is a little look into strings. Like I said, I wanted to get this in there so that we could use it later on as we continue our tutorials, and so we can make more programs that utilize strings. And this is a good intro to using other people's objects and external classes, other people's classes and external classes, and also pre-written classes. Alright, so I'd like to thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe for more videos like it in this series and other series as well. If you have any questions, email me. The link to the reference book is in the description. And I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.